Back with another video. This was a upper body session. Had some bench presses, behind the neck press, some hill sprints, jumps, as evident by the thumbnail. This was a morning session on a Friday morning before I got my kids up from school. So this is about 4 o'clock in the morning. Some new exercises, again, new training block. Essentially started a version of 5-3-1. I haven't done overhead barbell tricep extensions in a long time, so I was really trying to feel out the weight to see what was going to be a good fit for that day since it's been so long, and also just always trying to feel out my elbows because of my tendonitis. Most of the time, tricep work doesn't really bother it. It's more so elbow flexion that bothers it, but anytime I do anything with my elbow now, I'm always very cognizant of that because I don't want to piss it off even more than I already did. It's getting better slowly, but that's, as I've said before, why I'm kind of taking a step back and not trying to move such heavy weight all the time and really pulling back on weight. This is also the first block of this 5-3-1, so I'm not trying to do anything earth-shattering here. Got seated laterals. I usually try and do a lateral raise variation each of my 4 days. So I train my shoulders all 4 days. They're a weak point, so need to train them, and they recover pretty fast. This was my first set, and this was way too heavy. So I ended up backing down on this. I ended up going back down to 20s on this. I'm going to chalk it up to just being super tired in the morning, it being 4 o'clock in the morning. Just weight did not move the way that I wanted it to on these accessory work. I ended up having to drop a lot. On these face pulls, for example, I think I started off at like 60. A little too much body English on this for me. So I ended up dropping for the second set down to 40s and did a set of 13 or 2 sets of 13 on this. I try to use a double progression for any of my smaller accessory work to keep me from trying to move up in weight each time. So I'll pick a rep range, whether it's 10 to 15, 12 to 15, 15 to 20. Once I get to the top of that rep range, no matter how many weeks it takes me, that's when I actually end up going up in weight. So I can be at the same weight for 3-4 weeks in a row, but once I get to the top of the rep range, then I'll go up in weight. I ended up with, looks like 85 pounds. My logbook's off on this as well. It says 75 pounds, but I ended up doing 85 pounds, which is good. I was happy with that after not doing this exercise in a long time. I definitely need to slow that tempo down a little bit in that eccentric, but what are you going to do? Like I said, it's 4 in the morning. So these were the face pulls that I dropped down. These were much better. Felt much better on my back. Felt much better on my elbow. Again, just trying to be smart. I'm 38. As I said in my last video, I know I keep kind of beating that dead horse, which is not old, but I've been training for a long time, and I'm really trying to set aside my ego, especially when I'm doing these videos. I'm a high school strength coach. My high school kids see this, so I always have this in the back of my mind that I need to be moving a specific weight, but it's just not in the cards anymore. I still want to compete in powerlifting. I still want to compete in bodybuilding. I want to be able to get faster, jump, sprint with my kids, sprint with football team that I work with. So I just need to be smart about training and make sure I'm not so beat up all the time and joints don't hurt and all that kind of stuff. So this was one of my top sets of bench press. Again, I did a 5-3-1. I worked up to a single at 85% and then back down to 65% for 5, 75% for 5, and then did 2 sets of 5 at my 85%. And that ended up being 210. Felt like I had 3 to 5 reps in reserve. As I talked about in the previous video, I'm more apt to give ranges for reps in reserve now as opposed to like a hard 2 or 3 reps in reserve. I think ranges make people feel a little bit better, including myself, so they don't have to be so paralyzed by, was that 2, was that 3 reps in reserve. But bench presses ended up feeling pretty good. Bar speed was pretty good. Started to slow down a little bit. I was getting tired. And in between sets, I was having to go back into my house and get my kids ready for school and get their lunches ready and stuff because they get up around 5:30. So I did behind the neck press. This is by far my favorite exercise. I love behind the neck press. I've just fallen in love. I've always loved overhead pressing, but behind the neck press has just become a darling of mine. I just really love this exercise. I can't remember what I did a 1 rep at. I know I did 5 at 135, I think. I ended up doing 175 behind the neck as an all-time best. I would like to be able to behind the neck press 200, just like I can overhead press, or just like I can try and get to a 200-pound overhead press. That would be nice. I just really like it. It feels great on my shoulders. A lot of people say that it doesn't, but for me, it really, really does give me a good stimulus for my shoulders, and it feels really good on it as well. I think I did 105 for sets of 7. I was feeling this out as well because I just haven't done this many reps on behind the neck press in a while, so I was definitely feeling it out. Now we got some Yates rows. Come on then, Yates. Come on then, Yates. Squeeze, Yates. If you haven't seen Blood and Guts, I don't know what's wrong with you. You don't actually really like training. You don't love training if you've never seen Blood and Guts. Go give yourself a watch. So a Yates row, pretty much just a a shitty version of a bent over row. I say that in jest. I'm just joking around. I love Yates rows. I don't feel it in my lower back at all, and I feel it all in my lats. A lot of people hate on them because it's a short range of motion. I love them because they're a short range of motion. I can feel my lats. Dips have become another favorite exercise of mine, even though I used to do them all the time. I stopped for like years, and I've been doing them again, and I love them. I worked up to like 85 or 95 pounds, but I've taken a drastic step back, just trying to get more reps. Here's my last set of Yates rows. Again, I know it probably doesn't look the cleanest, but they feel great in my lats, and I don't feel it on my lower back at all. But getting back to dips, I love dips. Everyone should be doing dips. Work yourself up to weighted dips, and your shoulders and elbows will thank you. So I got some sprints. This was the first time my hill sprints since I started sprinting, I don't know, like 8 months ago or something, that they felt good. Like I felt fast, felt like I had good knee drive. What do you know? When you practice something, you get better at it. I got my repeated broad jumps up the hill. This one I kind of died out, as you can see, as I get up the hill. But the second set looked a lot better. I don't even know how many I did of these. I was just having a good time sprinting and jumping. Just felt like I was in an 80s movie, just taking on the world. Loved it. Beautiful fall day. So I'm really enjoying training right now. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos and getting something out of them. Hopefully I'm not speaking too fast on these, but give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a comment, so I can continue to make these videos.